Morning. Every feast day of the Blessed Mother, I am excited because I don't know, I'm superstitious and I feel that something special always happens on her feast. It might not be discernible for us at the moment, but if we are going to trace everything back, it has happened. It started in one of her feast days. Feast days are not just memorial days. They are really moments of great intervention from heaven. That is what it is. It's not just an anniversary or a birthday, something like that. God greeted Blessed Mother, labeled Blessed Mother, called Blessed Mother, Hail, full of grace. God didn't say, Hail Mary. No, tayo yun. God, Hail, full of grace. Oh, wow. God's description of the Blessed Mother, really the highest title for any human being, puspos ng Diyos. It's not we who say she's full of grace. It's not we who proclaim she's full of grace. It's God who said it. Oh my goodness. Of course, you say, wow, I cannot aspire for that. Ano ba naman yun? Full of grace. Ako naman, ang taas naman masyado nun. Simple lang ako. That is impossible. Of course, that's true. But in the deepest of our hearts of hearts, we would like to have grace inside of us too. Excuse me. It is not hail, full of graces. It's full of grace. And grace is singular. It is a person full of God, full of me. That is what it means. And so we think that that is impossible for us. Well, to be full like the Blessed Mother of God, maybe that's kind of difficult. We know the value of a spiritual thing depending upon the degree of the value of a spiritual thing, depending upon how much the enemy wants to destroy it. The devil. Kasi talagang he has made up his mind to despise and destroy whatever is of God. There is really so much hatred in him. And that is what he does now. Destroys. He puts in our culture so much hatred for the interior life. Kaya pinipilit ng kaaway, sirain yun. We all know that admiration of the Blessed Mother is not devotion. We admire her, we praise her. That's not, you're missing the point. Real devotion is imitation. Imitation. That's the whole point. To imitate her. The Blessed Mother progressed from being good to being great. The Blessed Mother moved on from being holy in the making to actually being holy because she pondered everything in her heart. Everything. The things that happened in the life of the Blessed Mother, excuse me lang, will probably not happen to many of us. Yung mga nangyari sa buhay ng Blessed Mother, ewan ko kung kakayanin natin dito. Nakayanan niya because she pondered everything in her heart. She pondered everything in her heart. Meaning to say, lahat yan, she brought it into prayer. She was full of grace, not because of herself. She was full of grace because she was connected with the source outside of her. So what is prayer? Prayer is the lifting up of our heart and mind to God. I think we all have learned that from early catechism, lifting of our heart and mind to God. But you know, with God, we tend to put our best foot forward. We tell God what we think He wants to hear. Has to be good thoughts, has to be loving feelings. No, Saint Teresa Avila, oh my goodness, champion in spirituality. She told God, in one of her frustrations about God, because God was making it difficult for her, she shouted under the rain. Her carriage was stuck in mud. She was covered with mud, trying to pull the carriage out of that mud, and it was raining. And she shouted at God, and she said, "That is why you don't have many friends. You treat them so badly." Prayer. What is in our heart? What is in our mind? Our thoughts are not always holy. Our hearts are not always loving. That is what we lift up to God. Precisely at those moments, we pray. When we are not feeling good, when we are in fact feeling evil, best moment to pray. All thoughts and feelings are valid materials for prayer. No matter how irreverent they are, tell him he can take it. That is prayer. And the Blessed Mother, when she prayed in the Annunciation, she was fearful. She was agitated. She questioned, teka. So, imitating Mary, to be full of grace, is to pray, lifting our heart and mind to God always. Jesus said, pray always. Father, paano na lang yan? I will continuously interrupt my work. I could continuously interrupt what I'm doing in order to go to formal prayer. No. That is not the meaning of that. Doesn't mean to stop. It means doing everything with a certain awareness. With a certain awareness. And a good example I tell you is husband and wife. They are aware that they have a husband. They are aware they have children. Diba? You're here, but you know you have a husband somewhere there, and your children are, you know. I cannot for the life of me understand why this particular woman who owns a very wonderful restaurant, when she goes to a party and she sees something that her husband likes, nagbabalot siya. May restaurant naman siya. She is aware of her husband, even if her husband is not there. Paborito to ng asawa ko, Father. That is praying always. I am aware I am in a relationship with God. I am aware. I don't have to, husband and wife, they don't have to call each other all the time. Tawag na lang ng tawag. No. But they are aware. Nagmamadaling umuwi. Bakit? My husband is waiting for me. Aware of a relationship. That is praying always. Praying always means also, it's difficult. We say it's difficult to pray. Because sometimes we are high, sometimes we feel inspired, sometimes I don't know, you are in tears, sometimes ganado ka, but most times we are bored. Most times we would rather do many other things than pray, even pray the rosary, even go to mass, or do our morning prayer, or end our day with prayer. Many times we just do it automatically. That's perfectly all right. God did not call us to be successful in every one of our prayer. No. He knows we get tired. He knows we are actually legitimately busy. He knows that we are lazy. Natamad ako. Pagod ako. I'm not in the mood. Fine. And the Lord knows that. He doesn't call us to be successful, that all our prayers are always intimate and warm. And no. Most of it is boring. Praying always means I will continue to pray. I will show up. I will be there. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, 47 years depressed, but every 4 o'clock in the morning, she was present for prayer. She calls God the ever-absent one. There was a time she did not even believe there was a heaven. And she said, if I'm going to be a saint, I want to be the saint of the depressed. I want to be the saint of those who despaired about God. But every morning she was there. Woody Allen, I don't know if you know him, he's a director. He said 80% of success is just showing up. Be there. Do it. I have committed I have scheduled myself for this, whether I feel like it or not, I'm just gonna do it. Oh, I'm just going through the motion. Never mind. God is the one who's working, not you. Not our moods come and go. Our moods come and go. It is God who, in spite of our moods, is present. So I will be regular in my rosary. I will be regular in my meditation. I'll be regular in my Holy Mass. Even half of it, I'm asleep. I'm there. I show up. I'm here, Lord. Fall asleep the rest of the time. We cannot guarantee how we feel, but we will be there. In conclusion, like the Blessed Mother. Yung sinabi, what was said, she was standing at the foot of the cross. She was there. She need not be there. I don't think there is any of you mothers who would want to be present. Maybe you would want a terrible moment in the life of your son. She could not do anything. She just heard all the bad things. She just saw all the evil things. She just experienced all the evilness. But she was there standing. She didn't have volume to I don't know, to make her accept all these things. She was there, present pa rin. In conclusion, we can be not full of grace, but we can be filled with grace by imitating the Blessed Mother, who pondered everything in her heart, brought everything into prayer. By praying always, being aware that we are in a relationship. So I will do it. I will be faithful to my commitment, regardless of my feelings, regardless of where I am, regardless of what I think or feel about God. Then we connect, then we have access to a power greater than our own. Leading us in our Holy Mass, you see these people in brown. Sister Janelle, will you wave? Sister Janelle. They are members of a, excuse me, not a cult. They are a member of a group following basically the spirituality of Carmel. And they are committed to prayer. Most beautiful thing, closest to God. They have their, I don't know if you want to call it headquarters, in Puso, in La Union. You know, for me, climbing that mountain, for me, is the closest to an experience of heaven. Masarap din ang pagkain nila. That is what they are. They are here leading our prayer from all over leading our Mass from all over the world. And what do they do? Prayer. Prayer. Always. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Let us pause and allow God to speak to us. Sister Janelle, can you tell us the motto of Puso? No, let us put Agnes Reyes to the test. What is the motto of Puso?
Living a life of prayer and praying in our lives.
Beautiful.
To live in constant communion with God through a life of prayer. It's faith and life integrated.
Our life becomes prayer. Our prayer is our life. Thank you. Thank you, Agnes.